Hey guys, welcome to Live with Me Day, and if this is your first time joining, welcome to my channel, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button below. And if this is your second time or third time watching my video, I would love to say thank you and also welcome back to my channel. So guys, today we are having a story time. Basically, the story time is about how I failed my ATI exam. So I failed the exam twice. So how I failed my ATI exam. I know everybody will be wondering what does she mean like ATI exam. So like ATI exam is actually an exam that's always done in nursing school, and the exam usually carries 10% of your grade. So it's not like your regular class exam. It's a prepared exam from an ATI company. So like ATI company is like an exam that like they give you something similar to what NCLEX will look like. So you just like basically start preparing for NCLEX. So it's like an NCLEX styled exam. So that's what ATI is. So this is how it went by for me. I failed my ATI twice, like twice. And it was the same subject, fundamentals. So this is how the ATI went by. Now we had our break for the fall semester, and we're going to be having the ATI for fundamentals in the spring semester. So I took my fundamentals my fall semester, which was my first semester, and we had to take the ATI in my second semester. I'm sure everybody's wondering like, why would you take a class in your first semester and you have to write the exam in the second semester? That was the same way I felt when I realized the ATI of fundamentals has to be done in my second semester. And guess what? It was done like in the middle of the semester. So I guess like week 6 or 7. So now imagine like having to do an exam like you took in your like last semester. You're having like an exam of it in your following semester, and it carries 10% of your class grade. So basically in my school here, for you to pass a class, you must get an 80% and above. And guess what? 80 here in nursing school is a C. So imagine like you have to get an 80% like and above, and the ATI carries like 10% of your class grade. So imagine how I felt failing the exam twice. And in my school, for your first, second, third semester, you have 3 attempts to take the ATI, and your last semester you only have 2 attempts. So you take it the first time, or you bump it and you take it the second time for the last time in your final semester, of which in every other semesters you can take the first time. If you fail it, you have to take it the second time and the third time. So after the third attempt, if you do not pass your ATI, it's going to be so hard to pass a class, like pretty hard. So we went on the break now, and I studied like, no, I didn't study. Don't let me lie. So we went on the break, and I didn't study for the ATI exam like that, because I felt like I still had memories of what the ATI was going to be like. So I just like studied like just couple things and was just flashing over the book and everything. But it didn't dawn on me to like, okay, ATI was approaching when the school started, and I was like, okay, we had to take the ATI, and I was so scared. Like we did practice questions because I have like study groups I study with. So like we did practice questions, we talked about it. I did my personal practice questions. But guess what? After the whole practice question thingy, then the ATI day approached, and I had to go take my ATI test in the class, because it actually has to be proctored by your professor. Like they have to have like an in-person invigilator proctoring the exam. So now I got to class, I took my ATI, and the pass mark was 63%. 63% seems like something very low. I know that it sounds like it's a very low grade, but I'm being honest. 63 in an ATI is crazy. For you to get a 63 in ATI, oh my god, it is mad. It is so crazy. So it was so hard that, okay, I took my ATI and then I got 61 point something. So I felt bad at first, but later I was like, okay, let me just cheer up. And right after the exam, my professor said, oh, sorry guys, we've increased our ATI grade for a level 2 to 65. I've not even passed the 61, and now you guys are increasing it to 65. I'm like, okay, let's watch and see what will happen. So now I had to like, I felt bad because I didn't want to retake it and everything, but I had no choice but to retake. So the retake was gonna be the following week, like right after the first ATI. So the ATI has level 1, level 2, level 3. If you get a level 3 and above, I guess level 3 is like, I think 85%, which is so hard to get level 3. But I know some people do, but I really hope to get level 3 one day. So it was so hard. I had to retake the tests. So she had 2 days for retake because we had clinicals. So the first retake date for the next week was I had the clinicals that day, and which wasn't like really favorable for me, so I couldn't take it that day. So I had to wait till like Friday to retake it. And guess what? I wasn't really prepared enough to retake the ATI on Friday because I had clinicals on Wednesday. Yeah, I had my clinical on Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. And that was the first retake, which would have actually been better for me because I could have studied over the weekend. But I didn't have any option. I didn't have anything to do about it. I couldn't change it. So I couldn't do anything about it. So I had to retake it on Friday. And on Friday, okay, I was prepared because I studied for it. I didn't want to fail. We had to do remediation, like meaning you have to like study 3 hours. You have to study 3 hours like of what you missed. So they have to see that. And you also have to do handwritten remediation. So I had to do my 3 hours. I studied for the ATI and everything. And guess what? I read the ATI again and I got 63.3. Which was the first level 2, which was level 2 before, like before she changed it. And I was like, okay, this is it. And at that point, I just knew something was wrong. And I couldn't take it anymore because I felt bad. And the ATI was attached to one of my classes, which was Med Surg. And it felt like if I didn't pass the ATI, I wasn't going to pass the class. And it was so hard on me because I had to retake it on the third attempt. And taking it on the third attempt was going to be so crazy because I can't even get a 10% anymore. I can't get my full grades anymore. I'm going to get 5% of the grades, which was half of the class grades. Then I had to retake it. I was scared. I was depressed. I was down because I didn't know how I could feel at that point. The ATI felt like I wasn't getting myself at that point anymore. Because if I didn't pass the last ATI at that point in time, I will be out of the window of nursing school. I had to retake the class, which automatically gives me another year, which I do not want another year here in Western in nursing school. So I was just down. I couldn't get myself. I cried all through the weekend. I don't want to just use the word depressed, but I felt like the world was coming to an end. Then I called my friend and she came up to me with her fiance and they were like, why are you crying? It's not that deep. Like, I understand how you feel. You just have to retake it. And I'm like, what if I don't pass it on the third attempt? What would I do? Like, that's additional extra year for me in nursing school. I called my boyfriend and I really couldn't get myself together. And he was like, what's wrong with you? You're strong. You have to study. You will pass it. And we had to have a meeting with the director of nursing here in my school. Of which she was like, okay, you have to retake it on the third attempt. And she was the only person who could give the approval of me taking it on the third attempt. And I told my professor, I was like, you know what? I texted, I was like, hi, professor. I don't think I can wait till Friday to retake my ATI. Can I take mine on Tuesday? Because I don't think I want to stay that long. I'm so anxious and I just want to know what's going to be the outcome. So I spent my weekend studying. I did extra effort. I had this NCLEX style textbook we use here in my school. So I did like over 400 NCLEX style questions over the weekend. I took my ATI practice questions all over again. In the ATI, we have the ATI custom test quiz. So I did a lot of the custom quizzes just to help myself get familiarized and understand and have a better knowledge of answering questions. So I took the ATI again and I was so scared that morning. It was a Tuesday morning. I woke up and I was pretty scared to go retake the ATI. And it was just me alone in the room. And I was like, God, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, it's either I pass this or I get another extra here in Western. And I didn't want that for myself. So I took the ATI. I was so scared writing the ATI test for the last attempt. So I was so scared writing the ATI and By the time I was done with the test, I just closed my laptop. I didn't like bother opening it because I'm like, I don't want to see what I got. I really do not even want to know what I got. Whether I passed or failed, I don't want to even know anymore. But on the third attempt, after I opened my laptop back, I saw a 75%. Like, and I just started crying. And the next thing I got a message was from my professor, and she was like, I knew you could do it. And I was so emotional. It was so hard for me. Like, it was so hard. I came back home. I told my friends, and I'm like, guys, I passed the ATI finally for fundamentals. And we still had one more ATI that semester, which was for mental health. And if I'm bumping my first ATI, how would it be for my second ATI? Like, and subsequent ATIs to come in the future. So I felt bad. I was actually excited last night. I passed my ATI. And that really gave me a motivation to be like, okay, you have another ATI coming up. I don't know how you want to do it, but you have to prepare so hard because you don't want to fail it. And my next ATI was, I think, maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks after, and it was mental health. And mental health was a huge, serious, challenging class for me. So for mental health, I used my ATI textbook to study. I used flashcards, and I watched this video on YouTube, and I think it's Level Up RN. She has like pretty nice, like pretty good videos that are very explanatory for people to understand better. So I used that videos, and that was how I also passed my next ATI on the first attempt. That was like my second ATI I had to take that same semester, which was a mental health ATI, and that was how I passed that one without having to retake or having any stress. Thank you guys for staying and watching this video with me, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. See you guys next time. Bye.